So welcome back to part 2 of our class for Wednesday, April 15th. And we are on page 94, exercise B. Okay, exercise B says, solve the problem. Which solution is best? Circle your opinion. All right, now this is where I would have one of you read this for me just so I can hear you practice your reading, but I will read it for you and read along with me. All right. Tony bought a bookcase at Al's Discount Furniture. When he got home, the bookcase was too large for his room. Tony wants to exchange the bookcase for a smaller bookcase, but he can't find his receipt. What should he do? Okay, now, of course, these types of problems are always opinion. This is definitely an opinion question about what you think will be the best solution for this problem. But this definitely is a problem because that bookcase cost $149. So what I always do when I make a purchase, if the thing that I buy costs like more than $5, $10, I make sure I save my receipt in a safe place because almost every store wants you to have a receipt in order to get your money back. And some stores will let you make an exchange without a receipt and some won't. So that's why it's best if it's something that you spent a good amount of money on, you want to make sure you read that refund policy on the receipt and keep that receipt in a safe place until you are sure that you're happy with the item that you purchased. Okay? All right, so Tony's got this problem here. He bought a bookcase from Al's Discount Furniture. It's too big for his room, and he wants to exchange it for a smaller one. But he has no receipt. So the options here are, what should he do? 1, take the bookcase back to the store. 2, call the store and ask for the sales clerk. Number 3, give the bookcase to his friend and or other. There you could have a different idea for how you would handle a situation like this. Um, so let's just talk about each one of these situations. 1, take the bookcase back to the store. I don't think that's a good idea because um, you might be making the trip for nothing, because if you get back to the store and the return policy is no refunds or exchanges, you just carried this big heavy bookcase back to the store for nothing and you wasted your time. So I don't think that's a good option. 2, call the store and ask for the sales clerk. I think that's a great idea because the sales clerk, you just left the store, you just bought it, and the sales clerk would know the return policy and they could tell you. They could say, hey, we offer refunds within 30 days, so you can bring it back. They could tell you, oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. We don't give any refunds or exchanges. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Or he might say, since you just bought it today, let me speak to a manager. He might let you exchange it. Um, and then number 3 says, give the bookcase to a friend. Now, unless you have money to waste, I don't think that's a good option because you still have spent $149 and you have no bookcase. So you're probably going to go out and buy another one. So I don't think that's a good option. I think the best option is to call the store and talk to the sales clerk and see if they can help you. And they can tell you the policy, and they can even let you talk to a manager to see if the manager will allow you to return or exchange. But The main point for you is make sure you read your receipt and you know the return policy at the store. And if it's something that you're going to spend a good amount of money on, you want to make sure that you know the return policy before you make your purchase, okay? All right, so I think that's it. But let me just give you one tip here. Besides the secondhand stores mentioned in this unit, garage sales, yard sales, or flea markets are also popular, meaning a lot of people do it. When something is popular, it means it's well known. So that's a very popular way to buy and sell used furniture, clothing, books, toys, and many other items. So have you ever bought secondhand goods at these types of sales? Like, have any of you ever went shopping at a yard sale or a flea market? A flea market, I'm going to write that up here in case that's a term you're not familiar with. So a flea market is kind of like a giant yard sale where there are a lot of people there. And usually flea markets, it's an outdoor market and it's in a like a big open area and there's lots of tables set up where different people are selling things. So a flea market. So that's the difference between a flea market and a yard sale. A yard sale is one person with their items in their driveway or their garage that they're selling, things that belong to them. And a flea market is a group of people, usually selling secondhand items at a discount. Okay. All right. So garage sales or yard sales are people displaying and selling their secondhand items at their homes, like I just said, while flea markets have a large number of sellers and are held regularly in public places, often on the weekend. If some of you have ever been to yard sales, thrift stores, then you're like me, you're bargain hunters. So this is a word that you might would be good to write down in your journal for you to remember. A bargain hunter. Bargain hunter. That's a person who likes to go shopping looking for good and cheap deals. I am definitely a bargain hunter because I don't like to pay full price for anything. I'm not happy unless there's a discount or if it's really cheap, which is, I think, probably why I like shopping at thrift stores. Alrighty, so let's move on. All right, welcome back to class. I hope you had a nice little break. All right, so in our last segment of class, we read a sales receipt and we reviewed some topic vocabulary. So now we're going to go over this vocabulary. We're going to practice how to use one, the other, some, and the others. Now, if we were in class together, I would have talked about the class. I would have looked at you guys and made some statements about the group that applied to some or one or the others. But because we are not together, I am going to use something else. So, my husband, he buys my daughter a Barbie doll every Christmas. So, we're going to use her Barbie dolls to practice how to use one, the other, some, and the others. Okay? So this is part of my daughter's Barbie doll collection. She has 18 Barbie dolls. because my husband has bought her a new doll every Christmas since she was a baby. And now she's 18, so she has 18 Barbie dolls. Okay, so we are going to use her Barbie dolls since we're not in class together. So we're going to practice how to use one, the other, some, and the others. Okay? All right. So look at all the dolls. I have a group of Barbie dolls up here. One of my daughter's Barbie doll is wearing a blue dress, right? One of my daughter's Barbie dolls is wearing a blue dress. All right, now we only have two dolls up here, right? We're comparing two dolls. So I could still say one of my daughter's Barbie dolls is wearing a blue dress. Because there are only two, I could say the other is wearing a red dress. So that's how to use one and the other. You only have two things. One of her Barbie dolls is wearing a blue dress. The other is wearing a red dress. Okay? All right, so let's bring on some more Barbies. Okay? All right, so now the four Barbies are back. So I could still say one of my daughter's Barbie dolls is wearing a blue dress. The others are wearing red. You see? Only one of them has on the blue dress, so we can still say one. But because there's more than one other one, there's several, there's many, we would say the others are wearing red. Okay, so that's how to use one and the other. That's how to use one and the others. All right, so I just want to make sure we've used everything. I think we didn't use some. So with these same 4 dolls, because there are many dolls, we can say some of the dolls are wearing red. Okay, so let's just review this one more time. Now, I'm going to change the blue doll out to be a different one because I have so many to work with. I've got 18 dolls, but I'm not going to use all of them, but I'm going to put my favorite one up. And she is wearing white. Let me just show her. Isn't she beautiful? Yes. I think this is the first one that she got when she was a baby. So anyway, she is my favorite. So I'll put her over here. So now, make sure you can see everyone. Okay, there you go. All right, so we're going to practice one more time with one, the other, some, and the others. Okay. One of my daughter's Barbie dolls is wearing white. Okay? One of my daughter's Barbie dolls is wearing white. Oh, wait a minute. I messed up. To use the other, I can only have 2 things. Okay. So this is how we got to do it for this first round. Okay. One of my daughter's Barbie dolls is wearing white. The other is wearing red. One of my daughter's Barbie dolls is wearing white. The others are wearing red. And then I can say some of my daughter's Barbie dolls are wearing red because there are many of them. You see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got this group of dolls. We have many of them now. So I could say some of my daughter's Barbie dolls are wearing red. Some of my daughter's Barbie dolls are wearing white. And some are wearing blue. Okay? When you got a group and there's a mixture, so that's when you can use some. As long as there's, at least one. So some are wearing white, some are wearing red, some are wearing blue. One is wearing white, the others are wearing red. One is wearing white, the other is wearing red. You use that when you're comparing 2. Okay? All right, so I think I made that point and you got that one down very well. Yes, so that is our review of those words. All right, awesome. So let's take a break and we will continue on.